So, torsioning shafts, tutorial question number 4. Again, extract the information. So we're given the torsion, which we now give them appropriate units, the outer diameter, the length, the shear stress, maximum shear stress that can be exerted, and the shear modulus. Again, in the appropriate units. And we've got to find in part A, find little d. So the first thing to do is to identify a formula that has little d in it. It's a hollow shaft, so J equals pi d to the 4 minus little d to the 4 over 32, which I could rearrange for little d to the power 4. The only problem is I don't know J, but if I look at the torsion equation, J occurs in the torsion equation. So which ratios are going to be helpful here? Well, if we look back at what we know, we're given quite a lot of information here. We know G, we know tau, we know T. So we can look at the torsion equation and decide which ones are going to be useful here. So we know tau, we know little r, or it's half of the diameter, which we know, and we know T. So this is the ratio we're interested in. We know G, but at this stage we're not interested in knowing G, so we're not going to use that ratio. And we want to use this ratio to find J. So again, I'm going to invert these two ratios. So J over T, J over T equals R over tau. And so we can find J by rearranging that formula to get J on its own, and then we can put that into here to find little d. So we need to rearrange this top equation here for little d, and then use the value we've got for J, and we can calculate little d. So see if you can carry it through. I'll do the formula below, or I'll start you off on it. So taking this top equation, I'd first of all multiply both sides by 32 to get rid of the 32 underneath, and divide by pi. So I would get 32j over pi equals d to the 4 minus little d to the 4. We're after little d to the 4, remember, so add that to both sides to make it positive, and subtract 32j over pi. We end up with d to the 4 equals d to the 4 minus 32j over pi. So now I can work out what d to the 4 is, and at the end I just find the fourth root. So d equals the fourth root of all that lot. D to the 4 minus 32j over pi. So see, you can work out the solution. You should find at the end that little d turns out to be around about 0.024 meters.